Hey, so hello everyone. We all know that less than 10 days are left for your NABARD Grade A 2024 Phase 1 examination. So considering this last few days which are left, let us look at what should be your strategy for the overall preparation of NABARD Grade A Phase 1 examination. Okay, so as you know, we have recently only launched a special dedicated batch for your Phase 1 preparation, and this batch is comprehensively preparing through MCQs only for merit section. We all know the exam pattern also, that is all sectional, 2 sections are there, of which all subjects, first 5 subjects are in qualifying section and last 3 subjects, that is GA, ESI and ARD, are in merit section. Merit section is very important because apart from clearing individual subjective cutoff, you have to also clear the total aggregate merit cutoff, which is out of 100, that it sums up the total of GA, ESI and ARD. And for that purpose only we have launched a merit MCQ batch. Now this merit MCQ batch will give you, in this last 7 to 8 days, we are going to provide you minimum lectures, but through those minimum lectures we are completing 1000 plus MCQs for ESI current affairs, 500 plus MCQs for ARD static, 500 plus MCQs for general awareness. So in this way all the MCQs are covered here. Our main objective is that before Phase 1 examination, for all the students to make their preparation concrete for especially merit subjects, we are here to provide 2000 MCQs to you before 1st of September. So this course, it's very lucrative also. Go and check out this particular course and the details also. We are providing the MCQs, as I told you, for all the 3 sections which are in your merit section. So if you just qualify each individual subject, and if you are part of this NABARD Grade A 2024 Phase 1 merit section MCQ batch, then definitely before the exam you will have 2000 MCQs practiced before your Phase 1 examination. Just imagine what kind of confidence you will have. Now let us jump towards the main video, that is related to last 10 or less than 10 days whatever preparation strategy which we are looking for. So you already know, if we are having 8 subjects with us and if last 10 days or less than 10 days are left with us, so how should we prepare for each of the subject? This is what we all have to look for. So first thing which we are going to concentrate is qualifying section and merit section. We have to distinguish between qualifying and merit section. So understanding that target setting is very, very important, which is completely based on the cutoff marks. We have done it already, the discussion also we have done. These are all our cutoff marks. Based on this, you will understand what is the cutoff for each section and which is the section you are going to solve first. Each subject also priority you should be knowing, that going into NABARD examination hall, there is no sectional timing for any of the sections, right? And even subjects also there is no any timing. So total you will be given 2 hours and 200 questions. You have to jump from one subject to other. Considering all of these, we also need to know which is the topic which we are going to go for first and which is the topic we are going to go for last. So you know the priority also, which we have discussed already. What is the priority? What are the priority subjects? First we will go for ARD, then ESI, then GA. Then after doing those all theory questions, MCQs, we will go for quant, reasoning. Then we will be going for English, then we will be going for computer awareness, and then we will be going for decision making. This is the priority subjects. Other than that, for reasoning when we are talking, so this is the reasoning part. You all would be knowing the topics, but what is the strategy in these last days? So start timing yourself for every question. Okay, so now is the time you should be knowing whatever topics are there in the reasoning. You should time yourself and you should see that are you able to solve the questions within time. That is also very important. Identify your strength topics, and if you observe those topics in exam, make sure that you are quickly solving them. For example, if I'm good at time, speed, distance, I'll be fetching out for a time, speed, distance question first and I'll be jumping to them directly. Know which are the questions to attempt and which are the questions you need to skip. Clear your target score first by attempting your areas of strengths first. You all know that what are the target areas and target scores also for each of the section. For example, for reasoning, as the cutoff for reasoning is less than 5 marks, we have set a target of 8 or 10 marks. So to achieve those 10 marks, you should be fetching your target areas or your strengths, and you should be going and solving those topics very quickly and on priority. Then you also have to attempt more and more mocks. For reasoning, quant, practicing is very important, and to get a hang of it, that with time ticking, are we able to solve the sections or subjects within time. Now the next is English. I think with English, most of the students will not be having problems. These are the topics associated for English. See, newspaper reading becomes very, very important. If you have read the newspapers, definitely it will help you in your exam. Other than that, where you have to have full concentration while you are reading. Your reading speed also should be fast. Reading speed also should be very, very fast. So use speed reading techniques. Read between the lines so that you don't waste your time, and within very less time you are able to solve at least 20 to 25 questions of English. Avoid negative markings. English is very, very scoring, and you should never take English for granted. Why? 30 marks are there. They will definitely help you. And here again, we just need to qualify, but the cutoff for English is again high. That is why keep that in mind. Try to allocate mocks. It had to be, English had to be given 20 or 25 days mocks, but now last 10 days are there. You can give 5 to 6 mocks for English. Okay. Then comes computer awareness. When computer awareness comes, I already have given you the list of topics which are very, very important based on the mark distribution which we can see here. But the strategy which you can use is, see, make concise notes of the topics which are recurring in exam, again and again, which are repeating. Use practical computer knowledge also. There are certain topics which are repeatable and which are having high ROI. For example, MS Office, for example, hardware, software, internet. These are the topics from which multiple questions will come year after year. Clear your target score, and again, avoid guessing in such type of questions. When computer is there, ARD is there, ESI is there, these are the subjects where the answers are absolute. There is no any doubt that this is going to be answer, or there is any other choice which could be the answer. So keep your choices very clear. Do not do any guesswork, or do not nitpick any one of the options. If you don't know, be honest enough and move forward. This same attitude has to be carried in your mock test too. Then attempt sectional test in rapid mode and learn from the solution. If there is a person who has not still finished the computer awareness or computer awareness lectures, then I will request him or her that you definitely solve more and more mock test, and through mock test you try to cover the important remaining portion. Related to quant, similar to reasoning, but in quant, one of the interesting thing is that in quant there is no such as strong topics or higher ROI topics. From all the topics, every year you will see 1 or 2 questions. So all topics are important and all topics are recurring. So what to do in this case? In quant, all the topics are recurring. That means you cannot choose one or other topic. So what you can do is that practice mocks again and again. Do not leave any stone unturned. So even if it is a question which is associated with the topics like simple interest, the topics like sequence and series, the topics like quadratic equation, don't leave any of the topics and try at least to solve 2-3 questions from each of the type of these topics or areas. Keep practicing more and more. And also one of the other thing is that once you understand that a specific topic is your weaker area, then you can again go back and study some of the tips, shortcuts, as well as the ways of solving those questions. Target score is very important again for quant. And then comes decision making. Here we finish our qualifying section completely. In decision making, again I tell you, many of the students take decision making and computer awareness like very lightly, and what happens is that they are not able to clear the sectional cutoff only or subjective cutoff only. Okay, so this is the problem here. So we need to clear a subjective cutoff, and that is why every subject in NABARD becomes very, very important. Here again topics we have given, but the strategy for decision making, when I tell you, it's very simple. Each of these topics, for example, decision making models, heuristics, methods of decision making, these can be easily learned through internet also. So you can just search these topics on net to get the idea if you don't have any support. Other than that, just conceptual clarity if you are having related to concepts, related to methods, related to process, definitely you will be able to solve the questions. Okay. Next, once we are covering the qualifying section, now we jump towards the merit section. Merit sections, when we talk about, first is general awareness. Talking about general awareness to you, here various topics for general awareness have been already given. So here when you are talking about general awareness, the topics or the overall topics or multiple syllabus which comes under the general awareness is huge. It's an open ocean. You cannot choose one or other topic, and the revision also becomes very, very difficult. So what you have to do is that whatever last 6 to 8 months current affairs you are preparing, okay, we have recently launched the regulatory bodies revision magazines PDF course also. What are these revision magazines? We are providing 3 magazines: government schemes, PIB, and your current affairs. And these 3 magazines are providing last 6 to 8 months of current affairs from January 2024 to August of 2024. 3 magazines are only there. It will solve all your problems. Go on Oliveboard website, go in the regulatory section, go in test, go in RBI section, and then in the test only there you will see a highlighted portion of regulatory revision magazines. Download those. If you are not having any notes for current affairs, that's the only savior for you. In general awareness, the strategy is very simple. First thing is that you have to revise more. Second thing is that trust your first answers which you are giving. So don't get confused. If you have read something, then the first choice of answer whichever you are giving, most probably that would be correct. So if you are having second thoughts, then definitely that's the time to move forward. Only 20 questions for GA are there. A good attempt should be 10 to 12 questions, and a good score should be above 10 marks. The other thing which I would like to tell is that if for GA, if you're still worried, how could mocks help you? So there you can use reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is nothing but you solve the questions even if you know them, even if you don't know them, and through answers you try to cover whatever current affairs or whatever sections of current affairs are there. So current affairs part, when we are talking about, these are all the important topics. I hope you can take a screenshot. These are very, very important for NABARD especially. Even if you do this for last 6 months, that would be more than enough. Next, we come to ESI. Now, when we are talking about ESI, we all know these are the important topics from ESI. Once you get an idea of important ESI topics, now what is the strategy? So covering last 6 to 8 months of current affairs, which includes PIB and government schemes. Very, very important. Here when we are talking about ESI current affairs, which includes government schemes, report and PIB, it only gives 30 to 35 marks out of 40 in ESI current affairs. Don't skip static portion completely in ESI for NABARD Grade A phase 1. Revision is very, very important, and giving mock test as much as possible is also very, very crucial. So what we are getting very important information from the strategy for ESI is that you cannot miss on government schemes, reports and PIB. This is the savior here, and that is why go and check out the regulatory bodies PDF, that is magazines capsules, which are only 3 in number. So you will get one PIB magazine which will cover January to August 2024, then one government scheme magazine January 2024 to August 2024, and one current affairs magazine January 2024 to August 2024. So then comes the ESI strategy. These are the government schemes list. You can take a screenshot. Similarly, this is the list of reports, and this is the list of again some of the other reports which are associated with your NABARD Grade A phase 1 exam. So considering this, take a screenshot directly. It will definitely help you. One or other question will definitely come from these topics. Okay. So once you understand the strategy for ESI, let's move to the core pillar, that is ARD. So agriculture and rural development, when we are talking about here, this is completely pole opposite of the nature of ESI, where ESI is very dynamic and current affairs, ARD is full static in nature. Major questions will come from the static syllabus like agroclimatic zone, agronomy, then your other chapters like animal husbandry, then your forestry, fisheries, etc., etc. So those static chapters here you have to cover, because 35 questions out of 40 will completely from static part only. So how to now strategize? So one thing is that we have already launched Oliveboard's comprehensive courses for NABARD Grade A for as a crash course and complete course. But now only 10 days are there. So what to do? So if 10 days are there, then definitely you can go for the GA MCQ batch, which you can go for merit section. You can go for merit section MCQ batch, which I already told you. It will give you 2000 MCQs for all 3 sections: ESI, ARD, GA. Apart from that, these are your ARD reports and these are your government schemes which are only from Ministry of like Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and your Rural Development. These two ministry government schemes and these reports, I think this is more than enough for your current affairs at least. To score more in ARD, these are the topics which we have already discussed. Okay, you can take a screenshot, and then comes the strategy for ARD. Do all the important chapters from the static syllabus. I hope that you are having the list of those. These topics are more repeated in exam. These are animal husbandry, fisheries, plantation, horticulture, then your agronomy, agroclimatic zone, then your cropping pattern, cropping system, farming systems, etc., etc. Stick to the syllabus and look at the previous year questions or past year papers to get idea how a question is asked. 10 to 15 questions are from easy, that means you can, even if you have not read anything, you can solve those questions. 10 to 15 are so easy. Then 10 to 15 questions are moderate, and only 10 questions are such where data crunching or maybe statistics related questions will be there which you cannot guess. Overall 30 to 32 questions are from the static syllabus, and the rest could be from either any government scheme or current affairs. So this is the overall strategy for your ARD. So last 10 days strategy when we are talking about, again based on the priority, first thing is that every day from now dedicate 2 to 3 hours for your ESI current affairs and GA current affairs revision. Second thing is that dedicate 2 hours for your ARD revision which is related to static syllabus, and dedicate almost 1 to 2 hours for your quant reasoning practice. And alternate days you can, in one day only, by dedicating 3 to 4 hours, you can either solve multiple questions related to decision making and computer awareness, solve mocks, or maybe complete the lectures also, or complete through notes also the computer awareness or other parts which we are definitely talking about. So this is all related to the last 10 days strategy. If you have any doubts, please let us know in the overall comment sections. Again, I will tell you guys, if you are a student who is preparing for NABARD Grade A 2024 Phase 1 examination, then this is the course which you should be looking for. Already I told you, here 2000 plus MCQs we are providing in this merit section MCQ batch. Go and check it out on our website. Definitely in last 7-8 days, even if you give 10 mock tests, only 400 questions are covered, right? For agriculture and rural development. Similarly for ESI also, only 400 MCQs are covered. But here in MCQ batch, almost 1000 MCQs for ESI, more than 500 MCQs for ARD static and current affairs, which is more in number as you are giving tests. Okay, and in test there is high possibility to get fatigued also, but this MCQ batch can definitely help you in that context, because faculties and you will be there and you can ask even doubts for the questions which faculty are solving in this particular merit section MCQ batch. Thank you. See you next time.